some tips for watching the video. Number 1, always take notes on the video so you can use it later when practicing for the test. Number 2, download the practice problem and answer key found in the description. And number 3, when practicing, always set a time to complete your problem. Getting used to the pressure will be helpful on test day. Hi, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to focus on the 2024 district test group number 4, and we're going to talk about financial statements. There's 3 financial statements I want to show you today. Number 1, the income statement. Number 2, statement of owner's equity. And number 3, the balance sheet. Now, we're going to be particularly focused on what we call a service business. A service business is a business where we perform service for income. For example, mowing the lawn, cutting someone's hair, tutoring, pet sitting, any service where we provide a fee. So let's talk about the income statement first. So income statement is revenue, which is like your sales, your income that's coming in, minus expenses, which are your bills, money going out. And this will equal your net income, which means you made more than you spent, or net loss, which means you spent more than you made. Now, over here on the statement of owner's equity, and by the way, you have to do this financial statement first, then you come over here and we're going to talk about the statement of owner's equity. This is basically just showing how much money is in the owner's account. So we're going to start with January 1st capital. That's how much money's in there at the beginning of the year. Add any investments. This is how much money the owner puts into the business from their personal account, usually, or investors. Then we're going to take the net income or net loss that we calculated here, and we're going to add the net income, or we're going to subtract the net loss. And then we're going to subtract drawing. Remember, drawing is any money we take from, the owner takes from the business and uses it for personal use. And then after all that, you're going to get the end of the year capital, or obviously owner's equity. Now, let's talk about the balance sheet. The balance sheet is the accounting equation. You've got assets equals liabilities plus owner's equity. And that owner's equity is your capital, what we calculated earlier. So this will be the same answer. So you can see why we have to do this first to calculate net income or net loss, which then goes over here to calculate our end of the year owner's equity, which goes over here to calculate your assets and your equals your liabilities and your owner's equity. So I hope this was helpful. So now what I'd like you to do is go to the discussion. I need you to download the link. There's the link that has the actual practice problem, which is group number 4 in the accounting test, and we're going to go over it. Hopefully I've given you some time to download your test, the 2024 district test, group number 4. So let's look at it. So you can see that there's 3 financial statements here, the income statement, the owner's equity statement, and the balance sheet. And they want us to go through here and find the missing numbers. There are 3 different companies, Jingle, Jangle, and Jungle. We're going to do Jingle together. So the first thing we need to do is we're going to fill in our information. So looking at the income statement, our revenue is $48,000. Now remember, revenue is the money that we made for the year. Our expenses is the missing A. And then net income, well, we're like, where is the net income? Well, remember, the net income can be found on the statement of owner's equity. So if you go down to their owner's equity statement, you can see their net income was $15,000. Now, all we have here now is a simple math problem. We're solving for A basically. So the way we would solve for A is we would actually subtract 48,000 minus 15,000 and we get 33,000 as the missing number. Now, anytime I solve for an answer, usually in the middle of an equation, I like to go through it and make sure it fits. It's basically like checking my work. So 48,000 minus 33,000 gives me 15,000. So I have the correct answer. Now, let's move over to the statement of owner's equity. So looking at that statement of owner's equity, we're missing January 1st capital. That's B. We do know the net income, so that's plus 15,000. And then the drawing is minus 12,000. And that's going to equal the December 31st capital of $33,000. So now we have a simple math problem. We're going to solve for B. So what I like to do first is I'm going to do 15,000 minus 12,000. And then I get 3,000. Then I'm going to subtract the 3,000 from the 33,000. And I'm going to get 30,000 as my answer. Now, like I said before, I'm going to go ahead and go through it and check my answers. So 30,000 plus 15,000 minus 12,000 equals 33,000. Now let's move on to our assets. Looking at their balance sheet, it says our assets, there's 75,000 that we own. Liabilities is the missing number. And then owner's equity is 33,000. Now, if they did not give you the answer here, 33,000, and they had another missing letter, and you'd be like, I only have one number, how do I solve that? Well, keep in mind that we calculated owner's equity back over here in the statement of owner's equity. So this 33,000 just goes right here. Now it's time to do the math. So we're going to subtract 75,000 minus 33,000. Whoops. Gives us 42,000. Now I'm going to go and check my work. So 42,000 plus 33,000 equals 75,000. So now what I would like for you to do is I would like for you to do the other two companies, Jangle and Jungle, on your own. There's an answer key found in the description. You can just download it to check your work. And maybe once you do the other one, put a timer on it. Start putting some time to put a little pressure on yourself after you learn it. Thanks for joining us today. Make sure you hit subscribe and like and leave any comments if you feel you need to. Thanks.